Other yellow hat guy here, back on the video. And this was requested as well. I made a mistake and I had the Hollywood background for the Godzilla movie that was recommended. And I just went off the cuff like I usually do reviewing a movie. I meant to talk about P.Diddy, aka Puff Daddy. And I don't like making the ones that look obvious, but I mean, what else can you say? No, I don't have any sympathy for Puff Daddy. There's a little bit there, if at all, for the fact that it's like, why is this coming out now? But as we all know, don't blame the victim. And then you just never really know what power can suppress, right? So, what am I talking about here? Puffy was with, I don't just call him Puffy, Brother Love, whatever y'all want to call him. He was with this woman named Cassie who, it looked like he was grooming her, you know? She was underage, or maybe she was of age, allegedly, I don't know. We'll just say that she was young, okay? And Puffy being much older, he could promise people careers and things like that, right? You know him from Biggie, you know him from The Lox, Lil' Kim, but some of y'all know from Danity Kane and, you know, 112 and some of this other stuff. 112 was probably before those guys, but you get what I'm saying? Usher, there's just lots of people, Black Rob, that you could name, Mace, all these guys that were affiliated with Puffy because that was the label back in the day. You had the whole East Coast, West Coast thing, Bad Boy versus Death Row. It was, you know, cool to like one or the other of these groups, these labels that had all these different groups in them. But Puffy was the guy who told you, don't worry, if I write rhymes, I write checks, okay? So that said, he had to write a very expensive check because Cassie came out with this tell-all book that exposed him and some of the things that he had her do, like getting with other men and doing all kinds of crazy things that I won't get super descriptive into here. There's other channels that probably have already talked about this, but y'all wanted to hear this, so here it is. He had her with different guys, you know, and I'm not going to shame anybody's, you know, what they like or anything like that. You know, I guess when you have expensive taste, your desires or whatever enhance, you know. Just put it to you like this. If you like eating hamburgers and you're wealthy, you're just not going to eat McDonald's. No offense to McDonald's, that's everywhere. You're probably going to go for the ones that are, you know, upper echelon. You might not even do hamburgers anymore. You might do steaks. And maybe that doesn't do anything for you. You got to go harder, you know? And that's what it looks like is going on with guys like Puffy. And this situation is no different. So she felt like she went under a lot of trauma and different things like that. And Puffy's moved on. He's with different girls. You know, he had these songs, I Need a Girl, you know, after he lost J-Lo. And I think that's around the time he got with Cassie, right? He has his, you know, kid's mom and all this other stuff going on, but he was still kind of out there. And what are people going to say to him when, you know, he doesn't really need them? And I think that's what happens here is people get starstruck and they get an opportunity, and if it's this person and just being their, you know, side piece or their main squeeze or whatever, you just can't turn that away if you realize, oh, I'm not going to get another shot. Maybe I don't want to go back to just being Cassie Ventura when Cassie affiliated with Diddy is, you know, maybe not super rich, but you have access to these resources. You would eventually get some kind of millions. And lo and behold, it looks like she asked for a certain amount. Puffy said no and denied the allegations, but then turned around within 24 hours or whatever it was and paid her $30 million. Yes, $30 million. So, all these stories are coming out now from people who want to get a piece of this fame. The bodyguards, former bodyguards or whatever out here saying, yeah, he did this and he was like this and this person knows this, and it's a shame. And Diddy's losing all these different deals and stuff like that. I mean, it's not on par with Kanye saying what he said about Jewish people and Adidas cutting them. But Diddy is losing a lot of money over this. A lot of money. You have other people come out and say things, to corroborate these stories and to antagonize Diddy and to saying, hey, this is where you're going, your sponsors are leaving you, sell me your networks, do this, do that. You want to think, well, I guess he had it coming if all this stuff lines up and he settled the way he did. And here's the thing, though. Some people settle because they just won't want to deal with everything. That doesn't mean they're guilty. Me, personally, I feel like I would fight. But is it really worth it at the end of the day if you just want to move on, right? Because what happens is these stories are out there and they're hurting your brand, your image, even though they're not true. And you've got to drag these things out when you could probably just settle and not have to pay the lawyers and this one and that one, all this money, and you can go about your business. So I get that. I understand that. I don't want to ever have to deal with any crap like that, but I understand it. Doing what I do for my community, for my neighborhood, I totally get how your time is more valuable than the money. Because somebody like Diddy selling now, he could probably make this money back if he can stop the hemorrhaging. You know what I'm saying? But the hemorrhaging continues and all the sponsors dry up. For what, your image? Is it worth it? Some would say yes, but this is also Diddy, who is not looking to do as much as he was when he was younger, I would imagine. I can't speak for him. Maybe he's hungry like he was in his 20s, but I would say in your 20s you're going to say, nah, I got a whole career ahead of me. I'm not, but if you're in your 50s, 60s, it's like, nah, I don't really care. I'm happy with my millions. If I give you 30, what's 30 million when I got 100 million, right? Or what's 30 million when I'm worth 500 million? That's like you're giving up $30 and you've got $500. All right, you still got hundreds of bucks there. So I don't feel sorry for Diddy outside of everything that I said, right? I feel sorry for Cassie, and if it happened to her, it's probably other women this stuff was happening too, but there was a different time where stuff like that would kind of fly under the radar or nobody talked about. There was no internet like it is now, right? There was no Me Too movement. So what happened here ultimately was, well, how can she go after him now? Wasn't that years ago? There was a law in New York that said, hey, you got a year to come up with these lawsuits if you want. We'll give you that year amnesty or whatever. And so she did that, and she filed it before the year ended, and there you are. So there's like a statute of limitations or what have you to certain crimes, because you do have people who make up stuff and try to just you're rich, you got a target on you. People think you got money, they're coming after you, right? It comes with the territory. He told you himself, more money, more problems. So that said, I'm gonna end it here. No sympathy for Diddy, but you got people saying, hey, well, if he did all this, what about the stuff about him and Tupac? To be continued, who knows? But I'm going to leave it there. We'll see you on the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Other yellow hat guy is out. Hey, how are you? I'm Captain Sensation. I'm on Twitch and YouTube. Enjoy my creations. Movie reviews, let's plays, they're amazing. Stay tuned for more. I'm Captain Sensation. Sympathy for Pokemon and Atari. Wait, here's more funny Mario Party. Games that are chores and some that are gnarly. Fun with Gen X, Virgin Rose, and Kari. Woo! There we go, y'all. Been waiting to do that for a little bit. But hey, see y'all on the next one.